Brill.
Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story. The relationship between Romeo and Juliet was a love-hate relationship. Although they fell in love with one another very deeply, they also had fallen in love with the wrong person. Their families hated one another and were like enemies, therefore they were told never to communicate or make a friendship, but the other one to go Capulet. In the West Side Story, the relationship between Rory and Tony was almost exactly the same as Romeo and Juliet. They met at a ball, fell in love. They second over into each other's eyes. Their gang sharks and jets were not friends and didn't like each other. This led to the gangs not liking the idea of them. The similarities between both stories, the relationship between two couples are both a love but a hate relationship. As both gangs, jets and sharks, and families, Capulets and Montagues dislike one another, but it comes to the point they will brawl against one another. Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story have a comparable ending. The men Romeo and Tony get murdered at the end of the musical / play. In both stories, neither gang cared that much for the lovers falling in love with each other. Their aggression is fueled by their reunion. The difference is when Romeo and Juliet kill themselves at the end of the play, whereas in the West Side Story musical, Tony got wounded at a brawl. Juliet and Romeo are married, when Marie and Tony did not get married.
Feuding families and gangs. A major part of both pieces, Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story, are the iconic feuds. The feuds predominantly form the plot and create the alternative storyline. It is made apparent from the start of West Side Story that there are great similarities to Romeo and Juliet and the Montagues and Capulets. Likewise, Shakespeare's play, West Side Story, contains a lot of conflict. There are two New York gangs featured in West Side Story with great differences. A parallel to Romeo and Juliet, Capulets and Montagues. The gangs are named the Sharks and the Jets. The Jets. The Jets are primarily white immigrants, mainly Eastern European. The Jets are led by Riff, whom is dismissive of Tony's romance with Maria. Previously, the Jets were led by Tony, who left the gang in order to seek work. Despite this, Tony later returns, but changes the gang's dynamics. The Jets are West Side Story's version of the Montagues. The Sharks. The Sharks are from Puerto Rico and have moved to America hoping to live the American dream. Maria is a young girl who is controlled by her elder brother, Bernardo, who is the dominant leader of the Sharks. Bernardo is killed later on in the musical, corresponding to the death of Tybalt, a Capulet in Romeo and Juliet. The Sharks are not necessarily accepted in the area of which they live, and the police officer predominantly scrutinises them for the feuding, aggressive and destructive behaviour of the two young gangs. This is not reflective of the truth, as the Jets are equally as willing to cause trouble.
The plot overview. In both stories, it's about love at first sight, the rivalry between two gangs, and the death of the main characters. The plot overview of the similarities. They are all part of a group / family. Each pair of couples fall in love with each other at first sight. The main male character kills the relative of the main female character. Romeo kills Tybalt and Tony kills Bernardo. Both male characters die at the end. We've got some clips of,
I have no idea if they've got sound in here. They might not, so you might have to watch it without sound. It's all right.
It wasn't English, but just, the plot overview differences. Tony gets killed and Romeo kills himself, which you saw in those videos. Chino kills Tony because Chino was in love with Maria, but so was Tony. In the West Side Story, the two gangs are at fighting point because of racial tension. However, the Capulets and Montagues just go back to generations of fighting. Juliet's parents are the sole obstacle blocking her from Romeo. However, parents are never seen in the West Side Story. And Romeo and Juliet is set in in about 1594, and the West Side Story was in New York City in 1957. And the Sharps live in an apartment, which shows the Sharps are not that wealthy, and the Sharps and the Jets are very poor compared to the Capulets and Montagues. Swords were used in Romeo and Juliet, and guns were used in the West Side Story. The reason guns were used in the West Side Story is to make the story more modern.
Yeah. Differences of the era and surrounding. I wasn't here last week, so.
Okay, no worries.
Romeo and Juliet is set between 1300 and 1600 and was written between 1591 and 1596. Romeo and Juliet are both rich families who want to be the dominant family in Verona. Family feuds cause love problems.
Okay. Fabulous.